Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Ross Johnston. Tennessee basketball suffered a tough loss last night at Syracuse, 62-60. Jalen Carey led the Vols with 22 off the bench, while freshman Nate Ament had 11 but went 2 of 10 from the field. In other top 25 matchups from last night, number 4 Duke beat number 15 Florida 67-66. Number 5 UConn beat number 21 Kansas 61-56. And number 16 North Carolina beat number 18 Kentucky 67-64. In NFL news yesterday, the Pittsburgh Steelers waived veteran corner Darius Slay and signed corner Asante Samuel Jr. to the active roster. The Steelers also claimed veteran wide receiver Adam Thielen off of waivers from Minnesota. Chiefs left tackle Josh Simmons suffered a wrist injury versus Dallas and is headed to injured reserve. Per head coach Andy Reid, Buccaneers wide receiver Mike Evans and Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson have had their 21-day practice windows opened up. The two will be monitored to see if they can return to play soon. For all your foundation repair, waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news that wants you in your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. 615-737-1045 is the number. And we're broadcasting live from the 104.5 The Zone Circus Sports Studio. Kentucky's largest sports book can now be found at Circus Sports at Kentucky Downs. All right. I don't think Vandy's getting in the college football playoffs. I know we spent the majority yesterday talking about how they should be, but the committee just doesn't see it the same way as we do. Like, even if Duke were to win the ACC championship, they may not get in. James Madison may get in, but that still presents the same results as they're not one of the 12 best teams. And that, no offense to James Madison, you get in to play with these bigger, athletic programs, you're probably going to get skunked in a similar situation. And I'm just saying, when we're talking about the 12 best teams, Vandy versus James Madison, Vandy would probably beat them. The reasoning too is what I kind of have a problem with, because they're talking about Notre Dame being behind Alabama. And one of the things they talked about with Notre Dame as a positive is that they've got to win at Southern Cal and a dominating win against the Pitt team that was ranked in our top 25. But when they talk about Vanderbilt, they say they don't have a signature win. They got wins against LSU, Missouri, and Tennessee. Missouri and Tennessee were previously ranked in the poll, but they are no longer ranked in the poll. But the only reason Tennessee is not ranked in the poll is because Vanderbilt beat them. But because Notre Dame beat a 23rd, I believe, ranked Pitt, dominatingly so, they get a positive mark. But because Vanderbilt destroyed a Tennessee ranked number 18, they get a negative mark, which makes no sense to me.
Yeah, they just running around in circles because they really don't have all the answers. But just to hear you say that two G5 teams can actually make the playoffs is just insane. The top 12 teams, you said a statement there, they are not a top 12. No, they are. It's just the system is not letting them be part of this equation. I'm glad it's the last year, right? So I'm not, I know the Vandy fans got to be just crazy about how this is going. Do you remember when you go back to when they made the system like this? What was this, 3 years ago or so? 2 years ago when they went to the system? I didn't like it then with the G5 to me because you want to have the best teams available. Unfortunately, those teams is a reason why you're going to these schools. And if not, then eventually, now the way with the NIL, those guys are going to leave if you do well and go to other schools. So I just felt like, unfortunately, you can't be fair. Everything's not fair. And if I want to see the 12 best teams, I want to see the 12 best teams, not some automatic bid just because you want to make sure some guys are, in these conferences are padding their pockets a little bit because how the system was before that. Because this is just, it's not even right. I want to see the best teams. So we're going to see two teams get smoked in the first round. Like, that's a possibility. What you just said.
Right, it really is.
Like, just wasting my time. I'm not even going to watch the game.
And it feels like that we run into these issues every time when we clearly see like there's one of these teams is not like the other. And then it plays out in real time, and it just stinks when it really comes down to it. And what's even weirder to me is that you look at what they said. They don't have a signature win, is what Juracek said. And he goes, I think it's just that they're lacking that signature win that teams like Texas, Miami, Utah, teams above them have. Who is Utah's signature win? Because their ranked wins are against a 7-5 Cincinnati, who's not ranked anymore, and a 8-4 Arizona State, who's not ranked anymore. Now, why do those count as signature wins, but these other ones do not count as signature wins?
Because they get automatic qualifier.
It's just, to me,
that's it.
It's just unlucky about when Vandy has played these teams. Like we were talking yesterday, they go on the road to number 11, South Carolina at the time, and dominate them from start to finish. And South Carolina is obviously not good. Texas gets lucky that they're playing A&M at the end of the season, who's undefeated, and that looks like a great signature win. Well, Vandy's was at the time.
Yeah.
They can't pick when they play South Carolina or how South Carolina does the rest of the year.
Well, and don't forget, we talk about Vegas a little bit here and there, how maybe, odds of wins and all that kind of stuff, the spread should maybe count into it. Well, Vegas didn't even think Vandy was going to win 5 games this year. If I remember correctly, it was either over under 4.5 or 5.5.
I watch this. I think that even favors Vandy even more.
That's what I'm saying, is that they far exceeded expectations. I also told everybody to take Vandy's over in wins because you just kind of knew by the end of last season, you knew Vandy was on the cusp of something pretty special. And this season, they were underestimated again, went through and dominated most of their opponents and kept it close in the Texas game, or they got it close to the Texas game, almost won that game, and 2 turnovers cost them against the Alabama game. This is a good team, and the way that they go about speaking out both sides of their mouth when trying to keep Vandy out just is really, I'm not surprised, I'm just disappointed.
Well, what would you do if you're in their shoes?
I would be. I guess
now,
because
if you're on the committee,
right.
This is why I don't do some of this stuff, because some of it just makes sense, and you're sitting there.
I would probably be the guy that everybody hates.
You got to defend the system. You got to defend the system.
Yeah.
I mean, so you can't really defend it.
Yeah, you really can't, and that's I think the point is that you gotta get the system better than what it is, and you got to start doing it in real time. You should have been working on this. Sometimes these committee members, you saw it last year, you see it this year, they start painting themselves in a corner early in the season and say stuff that they have to then kind of hold on to, even if it's not true anymore. And it feels like to me, they said certain things at the beginning, they're holding on to it, but they're not changing what the actual reality of the on-field product is telling you, if that makes sense. I don't know if I feel like I butchered that a little bit, but they're not making decisions in real time. They feel beholden to a certain set of principles and not letting the product on the field speak for itself. And I think the product on this field that speaks for itself would tell you that Vanderbilt deserves to be in the top 12.
Yeah, someone was talking about they follow a module. I remember we were talking about this last week, and in our pods.
Josh Pate was saying that they got like pools or whatever, like 14 pools.
Yeah, and that's how they make these decisions. And I'm not smart enough to say, the pod. I just look, you see, they're one of the top 12 teams. That's insane. It's unfortunate, but it goes on every year, so it'll keep happening. Even when it gets to 16 next year, it's going to be the same. We're going to start saying, somebody at 18 and 17, because I don't know, what's the system going to be? Do we all know? Is it automatic?
I don't think we know yet. Do we?
Yeah. I just want to know for some automatic qualifiers for like the Ball States and MTSU.
I don't think all that has been hammered out yet, but
see that, and then I think that should be X'd out.
Well, like if you're asking me what I'm doing this year, if I'm the director, I'm going off the cuff and I'm saying, all right, we're not having a group of 5 school, and the winner of the ACC championship is not getting an automatic bid. So we're basically booting, group of Tulane out and say Virginia. And BYU, if they win, BYU's in. If BYU loses, we're sliding Vandy and Miami in. Is R2 because Notre Dame's already in.
Someone was like, Vanderbilt Miami should just schedule a game this weekend.
I'd seen you that tweet last night.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, just schedule a game this weekend. You play, and then what are they going to be? They can't ignore it.
Blaine, they said there's legal rules in the NCAA that if you play a game in either Hawaii or Alaska, that it counts as a part of your record. So theoretically, Vanderbilt and Miami or Vandy, Notre Dame, whoever, could play a game in the United States but outside of the continental U.S., and it would count by law as a part of their schedule.
And this is a real thing.
The real thing.
It's a real thing.
Like it's in the rules.
I mean, well, heck, I would do it. I mean, I at least float the idea out there.
It would have to be Vandy, Miami, because Notre Dame's already in. They wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they definitely wouldn't do it.
I love the people that got mad that Alabama was moved ahead of Notre Dame. And I'm like, they should never been behind Notre Dame. And the schedule speaks for itself with Alabama versus Notre Dame. But I don't know, like this, to me, I think a lot of people are hitting on this in the chat right now, is that this isn't college basketball. The talent disparity between your group of five and your power conferences is going to be huge and always going to be huge, even in the NIL world where maybe more parity can be created. It's more parity for the top programs, not more parity for every conference and every team. And I think it's almost like what people are suggesting here is that maybe you need to have a Power 5 tournament, kind of like your NIT tournament for men's basketball and your college football playoff tournament. Like you may need to get to that point because I know these G5 schools get paid either way for showing up in these big games and these opponents and stuff like that. But they continue to get boat raced. You're taken away from quality football and quality teams that have earned that spot because they are better teams.
Well, the ratings eventually show, especially if they see everybody turn the channel. It's a blowout at halftime, so they'll cut that stuff off real quick.
This is why I think Notre Dame's run last year helps them this year, and like it really shouldn't. But I understand to a degree how the committee could be like, this team made a run to the title last year, but like I think we all take issue with Vandy not being in, but also, how do you excuse Notre Dame over Miami at this point? Miami beat them. Like, they beat them, and Notre Dame essentially plays an ACC schedule as well.
It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
USC is in the Big Ten. I keep getting reminded that.
I know they are, but majority is ACC.
That's just insane to me to even hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, I always forget that USC's in the Big Ten.
Is that even a signature win? Do we count that? Like,
they're still ranked though, aren't they? No. USC.
I have to check, see if they're still
20,
ranked.
Maybe 15.
Got to see what the committee put the rankings at last night.
I forget.
The USC 16.
16. Okay, 15.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
USC wasn't even on my radar this year, really.
No. I mean, the only time they got on my radar is when Lincoln Riley was complaining about 11 a.m. kickoffs. Who they play that game? Because I think it was Illinois, and I bet on Illinois because he was complaining about USC. Complaining about those 11 a.m. kickoffs. I'm like, well, that's kind of what you signed up for.
Yeah. That's actually 9 a.m.
their time.
Yeah,
right.
Playing a football game.
That's early.
Did anybody think about this stuff when these guys are flying across the?
Yeah, that great conference realignment. Wait till they got to go all the way to Rutgers or something.
Oh.
All right, coming up next, we'll talk more about Vandy, but Diego Pavia's Heisman hopeful. Maybe that could be a shining light for Vandy's program.
Yes.
Jared Curtis decided to go to Vandy. We'll keep you guys up to date on some of the signing day recruiting classes as well. And a lot of head coach hires in the SEC signal what feels to me like a changing of the guard in offensive gameplay for the SEC. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone.
Let's face it, buying a vehicle should be straightforward and stress-free, and that's exactly how Two Rivers Ford has been doing business for decades. This locally owned dealership has a non-commissioned sales team whose only focus is to find you the right vehicle at the right price without the pressure. So you'll actually have a fun car buying experience. Great prices, easy financing, and a non-commissioned sales team. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. I'll be home for Christmas. If only in my dreams.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by all Four Seasons Garage Doors. 615-737-1045 is the number. Let's take a side note here real quick. I'm looking at the 2026 football recruiting rankings because today is National Signing Day.
Oh, yeah.
Penn State is number 144. Army is ahead of them. Columbia is ahead of them. Montana is ahead of them. Montana State, Missouri State, all ahead of them. Dang. What's the new coach going to do when they get here? Like, they've just fired a coach that got them 10 wins, and like the way
the year before.
The year before, and what's the new coach going to get? Because, I mean, right now...
He's going to get some grace on his first year. That's what he's going to get.
They got 3 commits currently.
Well, James Franklin got 10 to flip.
Yeah.
I mean, they were Penn State naturally, so they followed him to Virginia Tech. So I've never seen anything like this for Penn State. I mean, Penn State is a big-time program. I don't even know who they're thinking about they can get right now. Who is still a lot
of people think Brian Daboll, but I mean, if you're Brian Daboll, do you really want to come in right now to this?
Well, no, it'll buy you some time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
I don't think coaches look at it like we're looking at it. I think they love challenges. Okay, well, give me some grace that first year. By the way, they got deep pockets there at Penn State, so
So, it's just wild to me to see this.
Some people are saying Mike Tomlin now, like they think that he possibly is a candidate.
Big Ben was saying that. So it might be time for Mike Tomlin to step away from the Steelers.
I don't know. It's just wild to think. How can you be such a prestigious football program? I mean, I guess prestigious may be a strong word, but I mean, say pretty damn good football program and well respected and a lot of history and all that kind of stuff, and just bungle a coach hiring process like this. This is just wild.
I don't think they bungled it. I think people denied them. I saw this list of all the different guys that they try to get in touch with, and it said that I think 3 like candidates. I can't remember who they were. Even Urban Meyer was one of them. Denied him because he didn't like the NIL deals that they had.
Wow.
So there was a range of coaches that they have targeted. Even the BYU guy, and then he got an extension. I think 3 of the coaches got extension. Clark Lee was one of them. They've been down a list. And I don't know. I think Jimmy Sexton's got like half of them. No, just kidding. So that may have been a problem. But eventually, either they can go with the interim and be the coach or elevate some OC or DC from another, program and make him a head coach. But, this is getting really interesting for a program like this. This is one of the top 10 programs, I could say definitely outside of the SEC. But, they up there, man. Penn State is a quality, top-notch program. So, man,
they had the number 15 recruiting class last year, 144, or the 2025 recruiting class was 50.
You act like it sounds surprising. They lost their coach, and then they haven't hired one. So would you go there if you were an athlete?
What I'm saying is I'm not surprised that I'm a little surprised it's 144. But
not that low.
But what I'm saying is that shouldn't. I mean, I know that I guess people are turning them down according to what you had read.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of crazy in and of itself too, that people are turning them down. Oh. I know the BYU head coach, the Crumble Cookie owner of Crumble Cookies, apparently got deep in the pockets, is what I read last night, and made sure the BYU coach stayed.
Man, but he got $9 million or so now, right?
Yeah, he got something crazy. But it feels crazy that this is happening to Penn State. I guess I'm more surprised.
I did not expect it. That's what I would say.
The whole picture for me, like everything that has happened since they fired James Franklin, which I was a little surprised that they did it in the middle of the season, to the fact that they don't have a hire yet, plus how far the recruiting class is falling down. I mean, it's just you're not set up for a good situation unless you're going to be patient with the next person. And are you going to be patient with if you promote your interim head coach to permanent out of necessity?
Right, that may happen.
Like that may be maybe
for a year.
Maybe desperate and
Here now, I found the post because I sent it to myself because I knew this would probably come up. Pat Kraft naturally is the the AD there, fired James Franklin to start Penn State search. He's spoken with Urban, as I mentioned, NIL disagreements. Elko was close, couldn't close. Spoke to Shadetti, Rule, Freeman, Drinkowitz, and Lee, struck out. banked on the Iron Bowl. This is where I got that information yesterday.
Okay.
The Iron Bowl loss, if they would have lost Alabama, they thought they could get DeBoer, but they didn't. Naturally, Alabama won that game, and that's kind of where they're sitting. So in my mind, I thought about someone that I think that they should target, and I think he just got an extension. I may be wrong. Matt Campbell. To me, at Iowa State, that's who they should be targeting, and he has not even been on the list. I don't know if that's because he got an extension this year. I'm not sure if he did or didn't. Thought he was early on, maybe right when the season got close to the end. But I would, man, they're in a tough situation when you start saying, oh, if Tomlin gets cut, or
that's a lot of ifs, and then you're waiting even further, right? Because the NFL season doesn't end until another month from now. I mean, you still got another 5 weeks to go, and Steelers may make the playoffs.
Can you think of another up-and-coming coach like that you would target? Or someone that they should target?
I mean, Brian Daboll, to your point, would make the most sense.
It makes the most. And Daboll's kids go there.
See, to me, that makes the most sense. But why is there so much? Is Brian Daboll waiting to see what happens with the NFL?
Maybe.
And if that's the case, then you're waiting till February. This is a terrible situation. I mean, Brian Callahan's out there. You could hire Brian Callahan. I joke, but I think he would be a good college coach.
Well, there's not been much noise about Daboll from the Penn State circuit. It feels like this is just people are talking about it because it makes sense, but there's no credible reports about it yet.
Yeah.
Penn State's kept stuff pretty close to the vest, but you wonder if that's just they're struggling to get anybody.
And I know they have bad reputations. I mean, Brian Kelly, Hugh Freeze are out there. I mean, you could always go after one of them. I don't know if that really changes your outlook or anything. Brian Kelly probably at least helps you maybe get on a different path. But, I mean, are those your long-term answers? Do you feel – because to me, it feels like Penn State's looking for a long-term answer, and those guys don't scream that anymore.
Well, man,
which is kind of wild to say as well,
available too. By the way, the Northwestern, and he went to Michigan State. I'm like, oh, man, that would have been a good fit, too.
Right.
Man, it's getting – I just want to think of a –
I love the idea of Mike Tomlin there, but again, how long are you going to wait? And he has to get fired, and he has to want to go to college coaching.
College coaching, right.
Because he's going to have opportunities in the NFL, same with Kevin Stefanski, but a lot of these guys still have 5 weeks before they get fired. Some of them are going to make it to the playoffs and maybe still get fired or whatever may happen. I don't know. Can you wait that long? I mean, at this point, I guess it doesn't really matter. Maybe you can play the waiting game because, I mean, it's not like if you make the hire in 5 weeks, your recruiting class is suddenly going to turn around and change all of a sudden, in that instance. So maybe you can wait.
I don't know, man. Maybe watch this. Maybe go after Weiss Jr.
Hey, that's not a bad idea.
I'm just saying.
That's really not a bad idea.
It just hit me because I'm like, if I'm sitting here now after all of this, who's out there? And it's Penn State. I'd push really hard on Matt Campbell, but because he's produced pro players, they've gotten quality. They understand how to recruit. You got to get I don't even know if they have a GM yet.
I don't know.
I got one that I think would work, but I think a lot of people would roll their eyes on it. And, he might not even want to coach, but Brian Kelly, he's, he missed him. A lot of success at Notre Dame, and that's his area, because the thing about LSU.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But like I said, my thing is Brian Kelly scream long-term sustainability for you anymore?
It could scream get back to prominence.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But I
do like the recruiting angle there, though, that he's been around that area.
Because the thing with LSU is just he was never a fit there. That was never, in hindsight's 2020, but he is not a
people
SEC
were saying
guy.
that. I was like, that ain't even
he ain't no fit.
The voice deal when he got hired. I'm like, oh, no, man, you can't do that.
At least he could use his normal accent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to Adam, who wants to talk about Penn State. Adam, you're on with Blaine and Zach.
What's up, man? Hey, quick question for you. So do you remember when UT, right before they hired Heupel, the dysfunction that was Jeremy Pruitt, and then that cycle, the Greg Schiano thing, oh my God, dude, Penn State, it's like they want that, and that's crazy. You fire a good coach, and you're headed to, we got rejected by Gundy, we got rejected by all these coaches that would not even come listen to us. I don't know. So when you say Brian Callahan, though, you triggered me with that because the first thing that I'm going to ask him is, what do you mean one elbow doesn't equal 2 feet? And I would make him answer that question. And if he couldn't answer well, the interview would be over with. So I don't know, dude. Like I don't think he would be a good high school coach. I don't want to dump on him anymore.
Oh,
He's not here anymore. But I think that'd be a really weird hire, man.
Hey, Adam, this does remind me, it's not as like, I don't know what's going on in Penn State if there's riots and protests and all that kind of stuff, but this is kind of reminiscent of the whole UT coaching search. And that ended up working after a couple of years. And so may end up working out for Penn State. Maybe they just bump up the interim head coach and they just ride it out. Maybe they, in a couple of years, then he steadies the waters, and then in a couple of years they bring in the guy that they really want. I don't know. This is just I would not have imagined.
You would pick?
I love your Matt Campbell pick, and that wasn't really on my radar. I didn't even think about that. I think that's a good one. I like both of your ones. Charlie Weiss.
I'm just trying to
right. I would think that maybe Brian Daboll would be your best option because he is a guy that has had success at college, had success at the pros, can build an offense, and I think him and Drew Allard could
keep the quarterback.
Could kind of maybe get things afloat. I know people are kind of down on Drew Allard before the injury and all that kind of stuff, but Brian Daboll seems like a perfect guy to pair with that quarterback. So I don't know. I
don't know. Maybe your favorite. This is just for you, Zach. Tommy Reese.
Yeah. Hey, hire Tommy Reese so nobody else does that I'm connected to.
I would not go down that route.
What about guys like Rhett Lashley at SMU or Braum at Louisville?
Yeah.
Either of those work?
Well, what did we read about Jeff Braum yesterday?
I don't know if that was fake, but
I think
that's right.
Yeah, that was fake. I think whatever it was.
But those are two guys that I would go after.
He just got an extension, I think, at Louisville.
Because Lashley got SMU to the playoffs last year, and they've still been pretty good this year for the most part.
I watched them play. I like what I see,
I just don't know, would he even want to go to Penn State as a thing?
I don't know. It'd get him a raise.
Gosh, has Drew Allard been at school that long? I thought he was just a 2 or 3 year guy, but apparently he's year 5. What? Did you know that?
No.
I didn't know that.
I was thinking
I'll be honest.
This was his junior year, maybe?
This would be year 5 for him.
Dang.
If he came back.
If he came back.
I knew he was older because last year he could have gone to the draft and decided to stay.
Yeah, I guess that's right. Someone right here says one. Eddie George.
Oh, I don't know.
Ohio State.
Man, could he do that? Go to be an Ohio State grad, go to Penn State.
Hey, man. In this new age, yeah, I guess so.
Oh, boy. All right. Diego Pavia for Heisman. Because we got Cam Ward coming up at 145, hopefully. Matt Patricia's a good one. That would be a good one.
Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep naming
that. Ain't no long-term solution. Pete doesn't have that much longer.
Hey, man, you been around that guy?
Well, he's got a long time to go, I think.
Man, he's one of a kind.
If Nick Saban can make it as far as he did, I feel like Pete Carroll
is one of a kind.
They keep him stocked with gum.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this guy, he's different.
Do we think that Diego Pavia should win the Heisman?
Ooh.
Because I think he should. I don't know if he will, but I think he should because I think over the last month he proved that when his team needs him, no matter what, through the air, on the ground, he's available to them. And you're talking about the best player in college football. And to a certain degree, how much you mean to your team should factor into that. And I just think that he means so much. He's the heart and soul of that team. He's carried them a lot throughout the year through different situations, overcome his own, turnovers and all that kind of stuff in some games. Just never quits. I'm kind of with you, Blaine, yesterday. I like Julian saying, I kind of joked last week, he can always win it later, which he can. I just don't feel like there's anything special about what he is doing right now when you watch the film. But with Diego Pavia, you have that special element to his game. Like when you're watching it, you're seeing something special every game.
Yeah. When does the voting end? Because I think we as
That's
fans,
why I think he might not win it, because if one of these guys goes
Playoff.
off in the championship game, because they're going head to head.
But the voting
December
is at the
8th.
it's supposed to be just about the regular season, though, correct?
It is.
Even though the Heisman is.
It's December 8th at 4 p.m. Central Standard
He
Time.
better hope they both put up stinkers, because I think if one of them balls out on Saturday in Indianapolis, that they're going to give it to whoever that is.
It opens up December 6th, but voting ends December 8th.
Yes, I think he's the front runner in my opinion. This last month, as you mentioned, he's been phenomenal.
But they don't
Before
like
that,
Vandy.
I thought he was. What's that?
I said they don't
Well,
like Vandy.
no, the
though.
college football committee doesn't like Vandy. That does not mean that the Heisman voters.
Yeah, that's totally separate. It's.
I mean, Brent
should be.
Doherty is a Heisman voter.
Yeah.
Braden Gall here is also a Heisman voter. So, like, there's a lot of Heisman voters that have nothing to do with the college football playoff committee. So, because I would think that almost your college football, your Heisman committee would probably throw a lot of votes on Diego Pavia. But there's Fernando Mendoza. To your point, you got Fernando Mendoza, Julian saying are 1 and 3 respectively. Diego Pavia is number 2.
Oh.
So it goes plus 160 for Fernando Mendoza, plus 170 for Diego Pavia, and plus 220 for Julian Sayin. Those are the top 3. Then it goes Jeremiah Love is next, and then it's like plus 20,000 for Jeremiah Smith, who's number 5. So pretty much those 4 guys should probably be in New York, is what you're expecting. Fernando Mendoza, Diego Pavia, Julian Sayin, and Jeremiah Love. And I think I would vote Diego Pavia on that.
Who's the most talented? I know that's a different question.
Jeremiah Love.
Yeah,
right.
I would
See,
say
that's what
Jeremiah
I would
Love.
say.
I would say Jeremiah Love is the most talented.
Mm-hmm.
And
So how much does that weigh when you're voting?
I would say this: Jeremiah Love is probably just as important to his team as Diego Pavia is. I would say that because remember that caller yesterday that called in from Notre Dame, talked about that butt whipping over Arkansas. If it wouldn't have been for Jeremiah Love, that score would have been closer. Because Jeremiah Love is that good.
And I saw him do that spin move versus Pitt. I was like, oh my. That was like, wow. Oh, man, I know he was good, but not like that, man. It's a tough one. I think but I would go with Diego.
I think I would go with Diego. When you factor in everything that is about college
that
football.
closed the deal for me.
Yeah, because that's what we said about a month ago. Is
Throwing,
like, will
running.
he have the stats? And when you start adding in all the stats and start looking at the impact on the game, when you start looking at what the Heisman truly means, Diego Pavia checks all the boxes.
Uh-oh. Whoa. Bump the brake. See, you think he checks all the boxes?
Yeah.
No, you're just talking about on the field. Do they like the
well,
bravado and all the things around him? See, that comes into play. Some voters will take that into account. I'm just saying.
Well, kind of like Terrell Owens not getting in. They took a lot of his off-field stuff. In the Hall of Fame first ballot.
Hall of Fame, but
I'm saying it's kind of like that. Is like there are voters who take in the stuff.
Now the argument on that, you could say, well, Johnny Manziel was somewhat the same way, and they didn't do it for him.
No, nope.
Right. See, so it shouldn't matter. I think he closed the deal with all the running and he was phenomenal. Then that whooping they put on Tennessee at the end, he solidified on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because before that last month and him throwing the ball and putting up those kind of numbers, one game he had over 500 yards.
Yeah.
Total yards.
Another guy like 489.
In the SEC.
I know.
Come on, man.
I don't mean that this is like to come off dismissive or whatever, but it's like also at his size, he's able to do all this and do it week in, week out.
Yeah.
The punishment that his body takes as well. It's just everything is just so impressive.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. I heard him in a podcast a while back earlier, maybe this summer or something. He said he was listed at 5'10". That is not true.
5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, exactly. I was taller than him.
I need to stand over next to him.
I was standing on the field. I was taller than him. Yeah. I was like, oh, my. This guy's doing that? Oh, my God. That's phenomenal, man.
Real quick, not trying to change up on y'all, but just since we were talking about this, on 3, Pete Nakos just reported that Jeff Brom told Louisville he intends to stay at Louisville.
There you go.
Not going anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Another potential candidate off the block.
Yeah. I didn't think Brom. I know Brom.
But see what y'all are saying with Pavia, like, what is Vanderbilt's offense doing without him, right? Like, he's the reason they moved the football. You want no offense to Jordan Sain, he's a great quarterback, but like you watch that game against Michigan, I know the elements played a factor, but Bo Jackson, their running back, not great Bo Jackson, but the new Bo Jackson was running down their throats.
Yep.
Like,
so Brent and Don both have Heisman votes. Who else? Does anybody else? Do you have a Heisman vote?
No.
No,
they
we need to get you
no.
a Heisman vote.
No, I don't want to do. I don't want to do no vote. No, I want to do no sideline reporting. I don't want to do nothing.
Oh, you have to do all that?
I want my weekend. I want my weekend. I want.
All you gotta do is watch games, right?
No, I don't want to watch. I don't watch the game. I haven't seen him until now.
Well, get it.
You talking about one game to see? I'm like, oh man,
Blaine,
he's
get
not
it,
that dude.
Blaine, get it, and we'll do it as a group. We'll do a cover too. You don't even have to vote. Me and Ross will vote for you.
You guys want to? Then y'all gonna criticize my vote.
No, we're gonna vote for you.
We voting for the same.
We'll
person.
vote for you.
I would have put it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's true. You can do that. Then they're gonna say they're gonna ban me because I didn't vote.
Yeah, as I say,
I would be afraid that I would talk about it on air because you're not supposed to talk about it.
I think you can after the vote's over.
Well, yeah,
right?
after.
Okay.
But I'm talking about going like, what are we doing right now?
Oh, gotcha.
I'm eliminated already. I'm fired.
This guy from Nashville was talking about how good Diego Pavia has been.
You got to take away his vote.
Yeah, that's the whole deal, man.
All right. Coming up next, we'll hear from QB1 Cam Ward if he's up at the podium when we come back. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone.
Smashville hockey. Around here, it can sound like a language of its own. But hey, if you can pronounce Demumbrian, then names like Yossi, Shea, and Marchessault will roll right off the tongue. Nashville Predators, only in Smashville.
One of the largest sports books east of the Mississippi, Circa Sports Kentucky, is now open. Catch all your favorite games on an 80-foot screen with stadium-style seating and live VSiN broadcast daily. Circa Sports, now open at the Mint Gaming Hall, Kentucky Downs.
My dad and I used to golf together all the time, but when he hurt his back, it was over.
To have your son want to spend time with you is amazing. That's why my chronic back pain has been so heartbreaking. Surgery, fused bones, long recovery. No way, not for me. A friend recommended stem cells, so I gave Kellum Stem Cell Institute a call.
I'm glad you're out on the course.
Yeah, it's really good.
Call the Kellum Stem Cell Institute today. Swing still looks just okay though.
Selling your home can be stressful, but it doesn't have to be. Get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. There are no showings, no open houses, no stress. Work with the #1 real estate team in the U.S. and close with confidence. Go to markspain.com today.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by all Four Seasons Garage Doors. 615-737-1045 is the number. We await Cam Ward to hit the St. Thomas Sports Park press conference. As soon as he is up there, we'll go to him, QB1, hear what he has to say.
Cameron, get that right.
Brian Hartline goes, who is the offensive coordinator, wide receivers coach of Ohio State, been a wide receivers coach for Ohio State in some capacity since 2018. Lots of first-round wide receivers. He is announced this morning or late last night, USF head coach. Great hire for them. Then you see these recruits from Ohio State, these wide receivers start kind of waffling on whether they're going to sign with Ohio State. In fact, one of them flips to the University of Tennessee.
Yeah,
and man, you should have seen the reaction when that announcement video popped up.
Yeah, Ross was super excited.
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy.
I didn't see what's the kid's name.
It was, I want to get it right because
his last name to Tennessee first, and then he flipped a while back to Ohio State, and now that Hartline's left, as Zach mentioned, he is now back at Tennessee. I think he was the top 5 receiver in the country or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Legend Bay.
Yeah, legend. The legend.
So they got Legend Bay and Tristan Keys.
Watch this. So their parents knew. Legend?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
He committed to Tennessee in June.
That's what I said.
Flipped to Ohio State in November. Now back on December 3rd. Four-star athlete.
The legend.
Legend Bay.
That is hard.
Saw Vandy also got another big commit today. Owen Cobble from CPA, receiver, flipped from Bama to Vandy.
Yes, that's two. They took Georgia and Bama down.
Yeah, I know.
But he was a 3-star, 6'2" track guy, right? That's really his background.
But like, you know me,
but
stars don't matter. Stars don't matter.
Oh no, I know. The potential is up there now. Yeah. You don't know how good a receiver he could turn into with a track background.
Woo. And there were some concern that Chris Henry Jr. was going to flip from Ohio State to Oregon or USC, but I guess people in the chat are saying that he finally committed to Ohio State. So that was a good way because that could have been 2 wide receivers. So
yeah, his dad played for the Bengals.
I believe he's number 1.
Yeah,
what's number 1 receiver, right?
By the way,
I think so.
Has raised him since his dad has passed. Pac-Man Jones.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I would not have actually guessed that.
I still don't believe it.
I'm wanting to check your sources, but I believe you.
Please check me on that because I could be wrong, but that is what people are telling me a while back. So I don't know if that still exists today, but when his dad passed away when they crashed there, that happened. Yeah, I didn't know that. It must have been good friends there with the Bengals since he had a couple stints with the Bengals there.
Yeah, that's right.
Jones.
Man, that's wild to hear.
Eventually, sometimes some guys just take longer than others to grow up.
True.
So,
that's true. You're
got a good head on his shoulders. Chris does, being around Pac-Man.
Stop that.
But I mean, this college football season coming up, all these changes and openings and all this kind of stuff have been real crazy, and it's fun.
Oh, it's fun. Man.
It's a lot to keep up with. I mean, there's a lot going on. I'm sure like Will Stein, the Oregon offensive coordinator, is over at Kentucky. We haven't even talked about that. And one of the things that you got Will Stein from Oregon over here, Josh Heupel, obviously, but now you got Golish is over here.
Yeah.
Offense. I mean, this is a lot of offensive, kind of modernized offenses coming into the SEC, kind of taking it over. I mean, obviously, Lane Kiffin's still around. I'm very curious to see how the SEC defenses kind of react. Do they stay the same? Do you go faster and smaller? I mean, what do you do? Because you're wanting to constrict space. Offenses are wanting to create space. And there's a lot of guys that are over here that are very good at creating space with their offensive weapons. I'm so interested to see what this new SEC looks like over the next 3 or 4 years.
Outside of Lane Kiffin, what hire you think was the best? Like, is it just a coin toss? Who?
I love Golish. I think that's a great hire.
I think Golish at Auburn
with DJ Duncan.
Is very, very good. Ooh. I'm very, very.
What do you think was the worst, Zach?
Ooh.
I I thought you were going to have a quick response.
Well, who did you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say Silverfield, but you like him, don't you?
I like Silverfield. I don't know. I guess with Arkansas, it's kind of like a wait and see. Like, I think that's a good fit for each other. And the Will Stein is a sneaky good signing for Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, because that kind of exposed. You know they wanted to go total opposite of Stoops.
Yeah.
He was a ball control, run the football guy.
And Florida with Summerall's really good, too. But I think I would go with Alex Golesh because I think Auburn has the pieces for next year for Alex Golesh to find instant success.
But you still haven't got to the worst one.
I guess I would have to go for... I guess
got to see it all in front
I guess I would have to go with Ryan Silverfield at Arkansas. But I don't think it's the worst. I think actually all the hires make sense to me. And maybe you could talk me into, I guess, maybe going ahead and promoting Pete Golding directly as permanent head coach of Ole Miss. Maybe I could get on board with that being the worst, but I think he's going to be good.
Don't forget about Jim Moore Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Colorado State.
So Cam Ward is up. We're going to go to commercial break. And for the people on the YouTube chat, you guys will get to hear it and watch it. For those on the radio, you'll get to hear it when we come back. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone.
Woohoo!
Really, like during the season like that, it's more of an off season. Just because, the life we live, we both busy. We both got a playbook, to constantly be in. But, I'm always here.
What have you seen from the guy you'll actually go against, Mount Garrett, and how fearsome is he in terms of rushing pass?
Really good. Probably the best player that there is at that position. And he's proved that game in and game out. So we got to do our job of not letting him affect the game. Just each and every play. Try to keep a lid on it, and just got to continue to execute our plays. Try to execute up and down the field.
Cam, knowing you and Shador, I was not on the field at the same time, but in the same building, does that add any extra juice, given how much you guys used to always compete every day?
Nah, I got to go against the Cleveland defense, so it's not really into that perspective. It's more of what can I do for, my team to help us, accomplish our goal in winning the game.
I asked Colbert what the most competitive moment was with you guys, and he had said that before that game, you just stopped calling Shador. You said you weren't going to talk. From your perspective, would you say that's the most competitive moment, or what would you say it was?
Honestly, anytime both of us are in the room, we're always competitive. From just throughout college, even in the pre-draft process, we just both want to be great players, and I just think it's going to be exciting for just a lot of people to see, what both of us will be able to do when we play at a high level.
What are your memories of interacting with Cleveland in the draft process, and how close did you feel like you were coming to being around during that process?
I had great meetings with those guys, from ownership all the way to the head coach and the GM. They showed me nothing but love, and they got a great building. The people that I met there, and it was an honor to, have them, be able to pick me if it would went out that way. So. I'm excited that I'm here. I'm excited that I'm a tight end. And, I think everything worked out for a reason.
That first interaction that you and Shador had, if you could think back to that, what were the first things you thought of him when you guys started training together?
I think that both of us would just be, great quarterbacks when it's all said and done. I just think both of us, have the ability to learn different offenses, different just aspects of the football, how you have to see the game. And I just think, just the things that we can do inside the building to help bring people together, I just think that's the best things about both of us.
And given how so many people would always say, you didn't belong, they would say Shador didn't belong, did you guys bond over that during the whole process leading up to the draft?
Yeah, for sure. And there's going to be haters, whether you play good, whether you play bad. We both know that. But at the end of the day, it's really about, what we have to do individually and what we have to do for the building, to help put everyone in the best situation.
It's going to be really cold, windy up there. What's the coldest, windiest game you've ever played in before?
Probably about 5 degrees.
Where was that at?
Washington State.
How'd you do?
Pretty good. You get a little bit more grip on the ball in the cold. So it's gonna be exciting to get back in my element and just try to play football and help lead my guys.
What would a win mean for you for the team and for everybody's growth at this point?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing it'll mean, and that we'll see with the win, just the things that we'll have to continue to do to lead to more wins. The growth that we make day in and day out. And I just think for the building, just a big boost to finish the season out the right way how we want to.
I know you do a good job staying away from the buzz, but the city's kind of rooting for #1 draft pick again, so they can get more people to surround you with. How do you feel about that vibe?
Everybody got their own opinion. I control what I control. I don't make those decisions when that day comes. I control, throwing the football, leading the football team, and help, producing players on the field. So I just try to, do my part, leave all the other stuff to y'all.
Obviously, Garrett stands out, but what about the rest of Cleveland's defense stands out to you when you see one film?
I just think they firing on all cylinders. The secondary, they're very good secondary. The D-line, Mason Green's a real good player. Linebacker core is real good. So I just think they complement each other real well. They really don't do a lot of just complicated stuff. They do the stuff that they're good at. It's helping them, be one of the best defenses out there. So we just got to continue to, harp on the little things that we got to get better at and execute versus those guys.
You got 5 games left in the season. Aside from winning, what would you like to see this team accomplish here down the stretch?
Winning. That's it. That's really the only goal. It's the only thing that I want to accomplish, that we want to accomplish. That's just winning football games.
What needs to happen for this team to make more game-changing, explosive plays on offense?
I just think we got to make the play. In the pass game, I got to throw guys open. I got to throw it, in their radius to catch the ball. And I just think in the run game, we just got to continue to finish, blocks, finish the runs, from the running back room. Myself carrying out fake. So, everything goes into every little, pass game or run game in the offense. We just got to continue to emphasize it and, play physical together and play, stronger.
In your opinion, why hasn't it happened enough?
I just think situations. You get a premier play to a perfect look that you want, and it could be pressure on it. I might not get to the right protection. So I think a lot of things goes into it, and that's why we haven't had a lot of those plays.
I know he was out one game there, but it's been a while since you and Alec really had your connection. What's kind of happened with him, with you and him, and what needs to happen for you to get back where you were kind of at the beginning of the season?
Just continue to harp on the little things from me and him. Doing a lot of things in the film room to, help limit just the bad plays by, him and myself, me putting the ball, in a good framework of his to, come down to catch. Then me and him really just have to make the play. I think that's the biggest thing.
Cam, when it comes to you and Shedeur, do you see similarities in the way you've both had to navigate some adversity in the league as rookies so far?
I think every rookie's journey is different. He may have a good game this week, a bad game next week. I may have a bad.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 105 The Zone. We're going to go straight over to Cam Ward, who's over at St. Thomas Sports Park.
You really just continue to try to, focus on what you can do. Because at the end of the day, I don't know what's going on in their building. I don't know what he has to deal with on a daily basis in and out of the building. I just try to focus, on the Titans and, doing what I can do to help us get the wins.
How would you describe the nature of your relationship with Shedeur, and when was the last time you guys spoke?
Real good. He knows I'm here anytime. I'll probably say since the start of the season, the last time we spoke. But it's just more of, we know at the end of the day, if something going crazy, we know who we got out there in our circle. And just understand just the schedule that we both have to have. So, I'm always going to be there for my guy. I know he's going to be there for me. And I think the biggest thing that, we take for granted of is just being able to play the game healthy, being able to get out of the games healthy. And that's something that, that we blessed to continue to keep doing.
What's that thing like the way the draft unfolded for him, with him continuously dropping, even though being one of the top quarterbacks? And did you reach out to him, and what did you say to him, as that was on?
Really, everything happens for a reason. God has a plan for myself. He has a plan for you. At the end of the day, you just got to continue to prove yourself right. And every time he steps on the field, I know he's going to, prove himself right. The same goes for me. So we just got to continue to stay in just the the everyday mindset of getting better and not letting bad outcomes dictate the next day.
You said Sunday you have to lose to win. Can you expand on that and why you feel that way?
Just you learn a lot of stuff. You learn a lot of stuff from winning. Because even when you win in games, winning hides a lot of stuff. When you lose in games, losing reveals everything. And you just got to fight that everyday battle of not, getting too high or too low. And I just think the more consistent you are just in the everyday process, it'll help you, as years go on.
Thank you.
All right, that was Cam Ward for just a brief second for the radio people. But I will say this. If I was Cam Ward, before I would have left the podium, I said, y'all have any questions for me about me? Because all you guys are doing are asking about Shedeur Sanders.
Well, I would have said about the Cleveland Browns, defense.
He said, he was like, I'm not playing Shedeur, I'm playing the defense.
Right at the very beginning.
Kept on going with the questions,
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks it's QB versus QB.
Yeah, they brainwashed everybody. That I used to say that all the time. I don't play them.
I mean,
their defense.
Yeah. Almost every question was about Shedeur Sanders and draft.
Quarterback versus quarterback. Yeah, man, they got to get everybody, hyped up about the game.
I mean,
I knew it was going to come down to this.
Yeah.
Want to see who's best? Who should have went number one?
I love the when he did say what Ross was just telling everybody was like I don't play against Shedeur Sanders. I play against the defense.
Yeah.
They'll be like on TV, they'll be like, Shedeur Sanders is going to have to outplay Cam Ward to win this football game. No, he doesn't.
I may have to mute the TV broadcast. I may preemptively mute them. I don't know who's even going to be on the broadcast announcing, but because I think it's just going to be about Shedeur and Cam Sanders for the whole time.
That's hilarious.
Like if Myles Garrett has 4 sacks and Cam has an awful
he breaks
day,
the record.
And and Shedeur throws 1 touchdown and completes 60. They're gonna be like, Shedeur outplayed him.
Did anybody follow up in this press conference? And because we missed a little bit of the beginning of it, about him kind of saying that he was falling a little bit, it was a little hard to stay loving football right now. Do you remember what the exact wording was? I'm sure A to Z probably had it. Ross, on Sunday after the game.
I think he said it was testing his love for the game.
It was testing his love for the game, or all the losing was testing his love for the game. I thought he just had a good answer
about that. The same, it wasn't the same question, but the same type of thing where he said winning hides a lot of things and losing exposes everything.
Yeah.
On point.
Can't get too high, too low.
That one, I kind of felt bad for him, but at the same time, that would be something good to follow up on a couple of days later for him to self-reflect on that. I love his answer, though, about you got to lose to win, because that does show his perseverance. And he's had a tough road ahead of him, when he had, gone from 0-star recruit and wing T and this and that and this and that. So he's overcome a lot of adversity. But, yeah, I'm very interested to see how this game goes from a Cam Ward standpoint, not a Cam Ward versus Shedeur standpoint. Right. I'm not here to compare Cam Ward's stats to Shedeur Sanders' stats or this or that. Because after this game, I'm not going to be covering Shedeur Sanders anymore.
You did not go back and look at his first 2 games and his stats versus Cam Ward's first 2 games.
I did not. Did you?
No, I didn't. I just knew. I wanted to know what it looked like, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, what start is this for Shedeur? This will be his second start.
Third. This will be his second start.
He played in another game.
He came in the middle of the other game, the first game.
I thought he started against the Raiders. Didn't he start last?
I don't. Did he start against the Raiders?
Yeah.
Did he?
That was his first one. So who'd they play last week? They played San Francisco.
Yes.
He started in that game.
Did he start for the Raiders? I thought that's when he came in.
So this will be his third start.
Third start.
Yeah, man. We got to get you to compare the 2 starts. His first 2 starts to Cam Ward's first 2
Don't
starts.
Don't make me do this.
Did he have to go to play the league's #1 defense on the road in week 1 like Cam Ward did, Blaine?
No, the Raiders, not. No.
Don't make me do this, but I'm going to do it for you guys.
They're overachieving with the injuries, but they are the 49ers in Salah.
We played the Rams game, too. That ain't fun.
Ooh. Yeah.
All right, you want it? I'm gonna do it for you.
I won't pass it. I wanted it all.
Just get it out the way.
Yes, let's get it out the way.
Let's see if I can pull up something easy here for us.
I watched some tape on him, and I don't know, man.
Okay, real quick too. We got a Penn State update.
Okay, go ahead.
On 3 from Pete Nakos again. Top-level Penn State donors are pushing for AD Pat Kraft to promote interim head coach Terry Smith, which I think I've seen a lot of players be vocal about that as well from Penn State.
Terry Smith. Is that the old running back for the no, that was Timmy.
I think he's their DC this year, if I'm not mistaken. He got the interim, but
Okay, here you go. You ready?
All right.
They have actually the same completion percentage at 50.8 through their first 2 starts. Oh, this may be actually that includes his first game at the Ravens. So I'm gonna have to.
You have to go back.
I'm gonna have to go back and
filter this out.
I have to filter this out. So he'll have the higher completion percentage. Shedeur Sanders will. He will have the less yards because we have 287 for
Cam.
For Cam. No, he'll have more yards. Is that right?
Well, we'll do this to the break because I don't want you to get all confused.
Yeah, I'm all confused. I'm going to have to do this because I'm doing the math on the air. He'll have more yards than Cam Ward.
We're handicapped here.
And he'll have 2 touchdowns to 1 interception, 1 touchdown to 0 interceptions, first 2 starts.
Okay. Yeah, I saw Shedeur holding on to the ball way too long. So we may get some sacks. I think yeah, that hopefully.
Did we learn a lot from the stats?
No. I went to when he played. Man, I tell you one thing though. I like Shedeur's arm. He may have missed some guys, but boy, the structure of the way he throws the football compared to Cam's little sidearm deal.
Yeah.
More conventional.
That deep ball he hit against the Raiders on that little scramble drill, Myles Garrett acted like he ain't seen that his whole time in Cleveland.
Like, whoa, that was beautiful. And he's missed some guys, too. I saw Jared Jeudy, get in his grill. Got to be real careful when you're a veteran receiver because he missed them deep. But it was kind of more of a scramble. He moved to the side. It's kind of be accurate. And actually, I agree with Shedeur. He threw it because there was another receiver over there. He didn't want to draw 2 defenders, so you're going to have to redirect and track it. And he kind of threw it out there more centered than going to the sideline, which is where he was supposed to be going initially. That was Jeudy went after him on the sideline. I mean, he gave it all to him. I'm like, whoa, has he not been throwing you the ball? And so he may be frustrated. That's what happened.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like he's targeted Jeudy a lot. Because remember, he hit Jeudy down the sideline or whatever. Jeudy went down like 30-something yards and then fumbled it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just that one play. Maybe because it was a critical play. Could have probably won the game.
But the stuff that you saw bad on the film from Shedeur Sanders, you're seeing it pop up at a high rate, drifting out the back of the pocket, taking bad sacks, holding onto the ball. He's a rookie quarterback. He's going to have it. What's crazy to me, Blaine, is that I guess it's not entirely crazy. Though. Yeah. I guess it's not entirely crazy, but they're talking about Cleveland Browns trading up for a first-round quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm thinking you just spent a 3rd and a 5th round picks on quarterbacks. I know those are kind of lottery picks, but, or not lottery. And then you got Deshaun Watson, right, back there. And that was the way they just handled their quarterback position. I know a lot of people can get mad at the Tennessee Titans. It's very easy to get mad at them. The way they've handled this quarterback position has been an insane thing to unfold in the NFL.
Yeah. Oh, they'll have 3 young quarterbacks if they draft a quarterback with the first pick.
I'm sure they'll cut Shedeur Sanders, don't you think?
Cut him? Oh,
no. You think they'll keep him with the first-round quarterback?
I would try
to trade him.
Well, he was a 5th-round pick. You still going into the mind that he was a first-round pick.
Huh?
He was a 5th-round pick.
Yeah.
So they could cut him and it wouldn't cost him a lot.
Right.
I would try to play it out and see if I could trade him.
I guess it depends on who the head coach is there next year.
Ooh. And Stefanski could be Penn State's coach.
There you go. They could wait a while and get Kevin Stefanski. Or Kevin Stefanski could be the Titans head coach.
What if we pull a trade-off tomorrow for this going into this game? We get Kevin Stefanski on our sideline in Cleveland. And they can have whoever their interim would be. They can have Mike McCoy. We'll give Mike McCoy.
Well, they can't change the interim.
Just a proposal. I think Cleveland should accept it.
I don't think they should.
Cleveland's got some decent players. Watch this. Y'all talking about trading with Cleveland. The first thing comes to mind is I'll trade 2 first-round picks for Myles Garrett right now. Sorry. They're going to be like, well, what else you good? I'll throw in another player. A good one, too, if you want one. Yeah, I would.
I don't know who that good player would be, though.
Well, we only got one, Jeff Simmons.
You would trade Jeff Simmons at 2 first for Myles Garrett?
Defensive end is much more impactful than a defensive tackle.
I'm just saying, that seems like I just feel bad.
No. This is not a comparison. Myles Garrett was the number 1 pick of the draft. This dude's athleticism is off the charts. You watch the tape.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that this would still be such a bad situation for Myles Garrett.
I don't care. It'll fix our team. Oh, no, we'd be a lot better.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, we would be. Yeah, the pass rusher impacts the game much more than the D tackle. It's just nowhere. How many sacks he's got?
Myles Garrett, 19.
How many Big Jeff got?
5.5. Yeah. I just say, do you think this would be?
Do you think it's close?
Well, I'll be honest with you. To your point, there have been a couple of close games, right? I mean, there's not every loss has been a blowout.
Yeah.
So maybe you're onto something. Maybe Myles Garrett could have added a few more wins to this team this year.
Only Aaron Donald. Okay.
Yeah.
We got to go. But then
in fact, Big Jeff's been the most impactful when he's lined up at edge.
Right. Chris Jones. Right, yeah. But he's not on that level yet.
No.
Like there's tiers.
I don't even know if there's anybody on Myles Garrett's level. I'm trying to think. Who else would you put on Myles Garrett's level?
That's why he's out of the stratosphere.
That's what I'm saying. Now, is there anybody?
Maybe Micah.
Maybe Micah Parsons?
Potentially.
Athletically.
Yeah.
An impact on the game.
Yeah, I don't know if Micah's as good on the run, but yeah, just the total package of what he brings. Yeah, I would definitely consider it. Watch this. They could just throw in Watson to it so we could bring him as a backup. Hey, man. Fresh new start as a backup. Think of your role. We'll go from here. They pay your dime. We don't.
Do we need, Blaine, do we need to be trading first-round picks right now, though?
Who?
Titans.
No. First of all, you're trading back. Then you trade. Yeah, If you trade back, I think this draft.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
If we trade back, that's what I'm talking about.
Ooh.
We trade back. I don't think there's an impactful, immediate guy. They like length in the measurables. That Bain don't meet that. He don't have long arms. He ain't twitchy. See, so you start looking at the draft and you go, well, shoot, I would consider this. Are the guys good players in there? Yeah. There's some good ones. What's the kid guy from Auburn? A lot of people are talking about the 6'6", 270-pound guy. But there's no Myles Garrett. It is not.
I see what you're saying now. You trade back, take those 2 first round. I was thinking like your first round this year and your first round next year.
And use those 2 and give,
Oh, I'm in. Let's do it. Let's get wild.
Cleveland would never do that.
I don't know. It depends because
you think?
Here's the thing. They have 2 first-round picks. So they could end up with 4 first-round picks in this theory.
Ooh.
That would be pretty good that would be pretty enticing. That would be the craziest trade, by the way, ever to happen in the NFL, feels like.
That's why I'm not a GM.
But hey, I would be in on that. I would be in on a little bit of trading those for Myles Garrett.
You want to get fixed real quick. It depends on the quarterback hire, though.
Hey, if Myles Garrett's going to be this great of a player, at least let him live in Nashville instead of Cleveland.
That's true.
Come on now.
That's true. I mean, Myles Garrett was drafted, 2017? Is that right?
I don't know.
16 or 17, one of the two, yeah.
And he's just now feels like he gets better every year. It's just crazy. All right, coming up next, we'll continue talking about the Tennessee Titans and Cleveland Browns. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone.
I dream. You might not know this, but there's an auto repair company that pays its mechanics more than any other repair shops we know of in the state of Tennessee or in the surrounding areas. Hey, it's Blaine Bishop for Eurofix. And why would Eurofix do that? Well, decent technician can make up to 50 to 60 grand a year, but a good technician that's pretty fast can make up to $120,000 a year. And really fast technician who's really good can make up to $100,000 a year. Can you believe that? And a lot of people look down on mechanics. I don't, and you shouldn't. And local owner Aaron Stokes is an ex-mechanic, and mechanics are what make the world go round. And everything out there has to be worked on. So did you know that Eurofix is not open on the weekends? You say, why? Well, because Eurofix wants the kids of mom and dad's employees to have the weekends together and not be apart. And Aaron Stokes figured out a long time ago, if home life is unhappy, work life will be unhappy too. So that's why Eurofix is open Monday through Friday and not on the weekends. And European vehicles are fixed with below dealer pricing. With a 3-year, 36,000-mile nationwide warranty on all repairs, Eurofix performs in 5 locations all over the state of Tennessee. And all you have to do is just give them a call at 844-EUROFIX. That's right, 844-EUROFIX, or online at myeurofix.com. That's myeurofix.com.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Stores. 615-737-1045 is the number. All right, I don't know exactly where I'm going to take this conversation. So I'm going to kind of just throw my thoughts out there, maybe some word vomit here. Throw my thoughts out there. We're just going to see where we go with that.
Oh, okay, like you always do.
You just like I always do. All right, so here we go. Okay, so there's a lot of J.C. Latham discourse, and there's a lot of inside that J.C. Latham discourse protecting of Cam Ward. There's people that will put out a clip and of the Cam Ward's fumble, and we'll say that J.C. Latham didn't finish and Cam Ward fumbled because J.C. Latham didn't finish, when in reality, they're expecting Cam Ward to stay in the pocket. Cam Ward's holding a loaf of bread, the ball like a loaf of bread, then shoots up the gap and then gets the ball knocked out of his hands. But people are blaming J.C. Latham. And I think a couple of things can be true in one play. Is that
they not saying about Moore Jr. when he got drove back?
Let me tell you something. Dan Moore and Kevin Zeitler have gotten so much heat off of them because everybody. Here's what happens with J.C. Latham.
They just as bad.
They're worse. J.C. Latham will have one really, really bad play, and that's the bad play that gets shared on social media over and over and over and over. But nobody wants to show the bad plays by Kevin Zeitler and Dan Moore. And it makes me wonder this, too. Like, in social media, what do you think, like, the response would be if you had Randy Moss catch a ball on you?
Oh, that one-handed when he got on me?
Yeah, okay, let's say the one-hander like you're talking about right here, because you bring it up a few times on the show. The one-hander.
Oh, man, why you going to do that to me?
Then, how many people would think that you would suck on social media because that one play gets circulated around over and over and over, and then fans would get brainwashed into thinking that you suck? When in reality, it's just one play out of 50-something plays. Now, it's a bad play.
He gave up a touchdown.
It's all about names.
Oh, man, that's why I said this generation, you got to be mentally a lot tougher there. But I was getting up yelling, "What? Do that over here again. That'll never happen again." Well, a resident expert here, Ross. Like, how do you view that?
Okay, being, I'm Gen Z, right? I think I'm Gen Z. Being Gen Z, grew up in the social media world.
Yeah.
One, like with that example, Randy Moss, one-handed catch over All-Pro Blaine Bishop. Of course I'm putting that on social media. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tennessee Titans, 35-year-old veteran right guard gets beat for his sack, or left tackle gets beat for his sack. First-round pick, top 10 pick, J.C. Latham gets ran over. I'm throwing that one up. Like, you know what I mean? It's about the names and just what draws more eyeballs. And when it's an uglier play like that, when you just get kind of ran over, whether it be you tripped or whatever, that's going on social media. That's just how it works. I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah.
But that's what
I understand the why behind it from the people that are posting it. But the fans that cling to one play out of 59 or two plays out of 59, you got to watch the actual game. It's it becomes an echo chamber.
But everyone takes stuff in like a shorter duration.
They've been programmed because of social media. I mean, where in reality, even Hall of Fame players were getting their butts toasted. There was like they weren't dominating people. Players all over the place. Like, I had some dominant plays. They had some dominant. They just had more. Right? See, so the reality of what really is going on with social media is not giving you the true picture of what's actually happened out there when you could have one or two bad plays. Then the rest of the game you play really well. So, but nobody cares because it's a short window, snippets, and people play it. And you know what? They go on to the next thing anyway. I don't know how it's gotten to this level with Latham. Maybe because, the expectation
it's the social media, right?
Seventh pick. What was he? Seventh pick of the
Yeah. Seventh overall.
Yeah, so that's probably why. Because I'm going to say this. I'm a little disappointed. I'm a big J.C. Latham fan on how he's playing. And I still want to believe. I can't even believe that they were talking about him or referring to him, it seemed like, about the attitude part. Like, so it's baffling me because this guy was a high character, high motor, and I see in film sometimes where I don't see that. And it's baffling me. Like, I'm just like, something is going on. Maybe we'll hear after the season he has to have some form of a surgery or something, some scope or, something, because it doesn't make sense. And it looks like, and he's not even acting like pissed off or passionate, almost like he knows that he can't get it done right now. And that's why I'm going to just lean into that. Now, nobody gives you forgiveness just if you're hurt, so he's trying to fight through something. I don't know if he's still hurt or not. I just feel like I'm not seeing the same guy I saw last season. And that is an issue.
Yeah, I agree with that. So this is where like multiple things can be true at once. J.C. Latham has been playing up to the standard of the 7th overall pick. J.C. Latham also isn't the biggest issue on the offensive line.
Oh, no, I agree with that.
So I think I figured you would, and I figure Ross will as well. And so to me, it's like people also got to remember offensive linemen are taking longer and longer to develop in the NFL. Doesn't matter where you pick them. Because if you look at guys like Colton Miller, who now are considered one of the better tackles in the league, it took him forever to reach that status with the Raiders and all that kind of stuff. Even Spencer Brown for the Buffalo Bills, he wasn't very good his first 2 years either.
These guys were first-round picks?
Yeah, they were all first-round picks. Lane Johnson struggled a little bit his first go-around. Now, he wasn't as bad as what it wasn't glaringly bad as what J.C. Latham has been, but Laramie Tunsil's another one. Like, Miami wasn't getting what they got out of him, and that's why they ended up trading him, and he took off. You got to start being patient with these offensive linemen because of how pretty much they're coached in college, because these college coaches are pretty much like, I'm just here just to win games. And if I can win games with how you are right now, that's where I'm going to do. And
that's where the red flag is.
Right.
How did you regress from last season, though?
Yeah. I think it has to be the hip injury. I think it just has to be.
I think that was just impossible. Man.
But with the social media too, like you were saying, Zach, it plays both sides, like there's truth to both sides. Think about after the Cardinals game. This is the opposite. What did we see all week after the Cardinals game? Cam's 2 throws to Calvin in the fourth quarter. And rightfully so, right? They were awesome plays. Cam didn't have a good game that game. He made the plays in the fourth quarter, but the first 3 quarters against Arizona were ugly. So it's like the names, the short duration, it just all kind of goes in this echo chamber for people to where it's like, that's the game right there.
And because coaching matters, right? Like, I mean, we're seeing more and more, like, if you have a really good offensive line coach or you're already one of the more polished offensive linemen coming out, you can kind of do better at those situations, right? Like Joe Walt, I think we all agreed was the more polished and most polished offensive lineman to come out of the last few years. And obviously he found success at right tackle. Then he was starting to find success at left tackle before he got injured. But that was expected of him. We knew that J.C. Latham wasn't going to be anything like Joe Walt starting out, but his ceiling has the potential to keep going up. And so I think when you look at situations, you got to understand that there isn't, again, it kind of goes to quarterbacks. Development isn't linear. And so we have to understand that. And if you go and actually watch J.C. Latham play, is he playing to 7th overall pick? No, I'm not going to say yes. Does he still have a shot to do that later on, maybe even next year or the year after? Yes. Because that's what we've seen more often than not in the NFL. Sure, there are outliers, but more often than not, we've seen that it takes about 3 years. And he missed a good chunk of the year with a hip injury. Because I remember everybody wanting to give up on Peter Skoronski, and look at Peter Skoronski now. Because everybody didn't want to take into account the appendectomy. He lost weight, J.C. Latham gained weight. That weight has affected their play. Those injuries and times affected their plays. But then Peter Skoronski, a year removed, and now look at him. Like, we have to understand, like, we got to give these guys times. College kids need time now. The very few are going to be instant impact players. Some of them actually just grow into it.
Well, I mean, I think what you're saying is players aren't going to come in and just dominate just like they did in college.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to have some ups and downs and roller coaster ride, especially that rookie year. That's why I said I haven't seen him look as good as last year, and he was playing left tackle. Inconsistency. And then the anchor part is what, man, it stands out. That was his strength, anchoring. And now he looks like he can't anchor.
It's got to be the injury.
It's got to be the injury.
That's why I go there, because I'm seeing a different. I'm like, whoa.
Because even the coaches were saying that at the beginning of him coming back that they were, respect what he's going through because they know he's injured and he's coming back from injured. Well, that injury is not going to go away the more games you play.
Nah.
In fact, it's probably hurting worse now than it did when he first get back against the Raiders, I believe was the game that he came back.
It was.
So, I mean, I'm sure it's hurting worse and more bothersome now than it was back then.
Once you go out there, don't nobody care about no injury.
Right.
I had to say it.
Yeah.
And so, you're out here now, everybody somewhat banged up, some more than others. So how much it's affecting him and his play, I would have to say it is. But, man, I have no proof of that. I don't know the extent of his injury or anything. He could be healed for all I know. Maybe, because that could help. People don't understand, like, when you're out there playing and you're playing with an injury that you're not going to be able to be up to par, you start compensating in all kind of ways and start overthinking and taking extra steps that get your timing off, get your handwork wrong, footwork wrong, all these things go into play. Meanwhile, you're playing against another guy who is not limited by what he can do. And I mean, and these are best of the best.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
That happens, man, and man, that is not a good feeling. You talking about how you can lose your confidence as an athlete that you have never seen before? Oh, yeah. Like, I 3 years in a row, I had a cast on my arm. I broke my forearm, my finger, my thumb. Like, so I lost confidence in catching it once I had my hands available. I'd been so used to batting the ball down, and like I wasn't even thinking to catch it. I was thinking to bat. See, so that's just a minor example compared to what we're talking about somebody's hip and you're an offensive lineman.
Well, especially because someone's always going into your hip, right?
Right.
Like,
I mean, man. The psyche of an athlete, when you mess up the mechanics of your body, man, it can change you, and it could take you to down a road that you never have gone down.
Well, and to your point, we remember last year he's staying out in the rain after practice, on the dummies and the tackling drills and all that stuff. I mean, I've seen him in practice with a lot of fight, a lot of fire. This offseason, he rededicated to reshaping his body. Yeah. Like, you don't do that if you're not motivated or have the desire or want to.
Since that time.
Yeah, well, he's picked up weight because of the hip injury.
Right.
Because you can't run and you can't move.
This was like what we were saying, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago about Bryce Oliver, right? Because everybody was like, why is Bryce Oliver so... He's got a knee injury. He's a wide receiver. You got to put so much force on your knees to break.
In and out break.
Yeah.
Oh, my. And then he might try to push it too soon. Personally, as an athlete, I'm going to get back out there. And then be like, oh, man, you take 2 steps back. Where Latham could be playing, and he probably should be resting. He's going to I'm going to fight through it. I can play. I can play enough.
This leads me to the question that's being asked in the chat. This is from Dixie in the F&M Bank chat, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook Live. So why is he playing? This is the 7th overall pick with a hip injury. What are we doing?
Idea. Everybody, you're going to play. If you think you can play and you're better than the next guy, you're going to play.
Which I think he is better than Oli Udoh. Y'all can all try to say that he's not, and I've seen that a lot of times. There's people comparing him to Dennis Daly and Andre Dillard. I'm like, guys, you guys are not watching the game.
Stop this.
You guys are not watching the game. Let me tell you something. Watch the game, and you'll see that he's the second best offensive lineman. Yes, he'll have 2 really bad plays, and he had 2 really bad plays out of the 59 plays from Saturday or Sunday. But go watch Dan Moore. Go watch Lloyd Cushenberry and Corey Levin. Go watch Kevin Zeitler. All those guys that are starting, that are veterans, that are getting paid a lot of money, are worse than J.C. Latham. And that's where we should really be mad and focused on, is that they spent all this money on those on 3 of those guys. And then, I'm not really mad at Corey Levin, but on those 3 guys, and they haven't lived up to their contract since they've signed them.
Is this true, though? They said that he lost his confidence since Bill Callahan left.
I don't
know. The offensive line coach?
Yeah. That would be kind of crazy to me.
I think it's coincidental if the time matched up based off the injury.
Yeah. Yeah. That seems a little crazy to me. That's a little bit of a stretch. But to me, it goes Skoronski, clearly the best offensive lineman. Then it's Latham. And then the other 3 have just been way below expectation. Even our low expectations for at least Dan Moore. But Lloyd Cushenberry did not live up to expectations. Kevin Zeitler, he's been the worst offensive lineman on this roster. I would say even Oli Udo's been better than him. Like Kevin Zeitler, I mean, it seems like he's out in Cabo. Like that's where his mind's at. Like he's in Cancun.
Yeah, he was stealing right now. So do they have a jail at the bottom of the stadium? Because he needs to go in there.
Yeah.
Why haven't we, done the same thing we did with Lockett and Quandre Diggs with Kevin Zeitler, honestly? Would it not benefit both sides to move on from each other? I mean, we got younger guys that can play and get reps. Zeitler's not a part of the long term.
Let me say this. This would not be the week to do it.
Who did you say?
What you mean? Like
no, the players you named.
I said we got young guys behind him.
No, I'm talking about the guys that they cut.
Tyler Lockett and Quandre Diggs.
They were not making $14 million.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
They were making basically league minimum for veterans, and that is why. Because then, if you cut him or bench him, and they may do it the last couple weeks, then you admit that you made a boo-boo to the owner who may not understand what's going on to what's the offensive line and why they're not. All of a sudden, didn't we sign that guy at $14 million? Why we cut him? He's at home making money. Now you better keep putting him out there. See, that's where the question comes in. And I get you. I'm right there with you.
I hear you.
I'm with you. I'm like, we need to move on and start developing and see if we need to draft another guard.
Let's do Jackson Slater starting after the Cleveland Browns game.
Oh, right.
But like, I mean, it's time to start thinking about putting in Jackson Slater because Kevin Zeitler has been bad. It's because he's a guard and he doesn't have the meme plays. He's been bad. And Dan Moore has been, it's been worse than I thought. And that's saying something because I was not having high expectations.
I think I could live. I wish we were just helping
live with Dan Moore.
Right.
But, I mean, your center and your guard, you can't have two bad offensive linemen next to each other. And that's what you got with Lloyd Cushenberry and Kevin Zeitler. And Corey Levin, I don't feel is that big of a difference in Lloyd Cushenberry right now, and that's saying something. All right, coming up next, we're going to go to your phones because the phone lines are lighting up. 615-737-1045. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 1045 The Zone.
Yes, the holiday seasons have arrived. Yes, they are here. Ooh, I can't believe the year's almost over, but the holiday parties are right around the corner. And guess what? I love to eat at those holiday parties, and I gain that little holiday weight around the midsection. Yes. So the approach to weight loss with Edge Peptide Hormone Therapy, because they can help you out, is a little bit different. We make sure all the patients have extensive lab work and face-to-face conversation in office with our nurse practitioner to create a customized treatment plan tailored to your specific needs. They use only U.S.-based FDA-audited compounding pharmacies because knowing where your peptides come from always matters. You also get to enjoy access to their in-body scanner to track weight loss and make sure you're maintaining that huge muscle mass. That's what I'm doing, right? And you also get to lower your A1C, keeping your cravings in check, prioritizing protein, and having someone guide your journey from start to finish. And all you have to do is call the team at Edge Peptide for all your wellness questions at 615, of course, 724-1878. That's 724-1878 or edgepeptide.com.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. 615-737-1045 is the number. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Chuck in Clarksville. Chuck, you're on with Blaine and Zach.
Chuck, what's going on, Chuck?
Hey, guys. I
Help
think
us,
some
man.
of
Help
the
us.
problem, too, is just deflation and dejection from the season. And, you look at the first drive and everything was fine, and then they fell behind and started getting to where it didn't look like going to be able to come back. I think some of that plays into it, too. But I do believe his hip is bothering him. But I think some of it, too, is just you're 1-11, and you know how it is, Blaine. You start, some players just start, getting a step slower and just not as into it as they were.
That is a true statement, whether young or old.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I started running by people that I knew I wasn't faster than. I look great, man, on film, man. It does, man.
And there's a coaching change, and then I'm looking at
especially
it.
at O-line,
and
it matters. Coaching matters.
Coaching matters anyway, but I also think, like, he's come from programs where there's been one voice, one clear leadership, one clear vision, strong leadership, strong cultures, and all this stuff from IMG in Alabama. And here, it's like everybody feels like they're left to their own devices, and you got Big Jeff talking about how this team needs leadership and all that kind of stuff. And in fact, let's hear from Big Jeff on needing someone to lead the team. This is what he said Sunday after the game.
We need to figure something out. I mean, we got 5 games left for sure, but we got to figure it out. I mean, once we get through this season, I mean, we got to do a lot of self-reflecting. And whoever come in to be this head coach is, we need somebody who's going to lead this football team. I mean, that's it. We got to figure it out, man.
Jeff, is it there a feeling of here we go again when bad things start to snowball like it did in the first half?
I mean, you try not to have that mindset during the game, but it's like, we trying to, like, going on the field playing snaps on defense. Like, I love to run out there on defense, but it's also like complementary football. I mean, we're going to keep saying that we have to play complementary football, and there's nothing that's clicking right now for the team.
When you say you need somebody who's going to lead this football team, you feel
we'll figure that out when the offseason. But like I said, we got 5 more games, and like I said, hopefully we get somebody in here that, the culture and everything have to be better around here. But we'll figure that out when we get to that. We got 5 more games left.
That's it's good stuff from Big Jeff, but man, it also sounds very dejected. Like he's beat down. I mean, he's worn down, wore out, mentally, emotionally, physically.
It's hard for a guy, especially that talented, knowing what he is doing and thinking everybody else can do what he does. No, they can't do what you do at their position.
Right.
This is what we've said multiple times on this show, and it goes in part to Cam's comments when he was saying, it's been a trying time for him right now. This is a lot of these guys' first times losing like that.
Right. Oh,
you know what I mean?
No doubt.
Like Jeff came into the Titans and we were winning. I mean, his rookie year we went to the conference title, and this is his first time losing in the league like this. Like, it's just hard to overcome at the start. It doesn't mean they don't care. They're not trying, like that caller said yesterday.
I think this is a great test, though. You want to see who's still fighting when ain't nothing at stake but your pride.
Yep.
This is. I was on a 2-14 team. This is right here will tell you who they are.
You're going up against a physical team in Cleveland.
No, it ain't even about them. It's about y'all.
But what I'm saying is, it's cold. It's easy to probably check out of a game like this, and let's see who's got some fight. Like, that's what you should be looking for in this game. Obviously, modest improvement and all that kind of stuff from your young players, but who's still fighting out there in the elements where it's probably going to be like 20 degrees.
You're not going to make no mistakes and all that, but who is fighting? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, right? These last 5 games, like this will tell you who you keeping if you're a borderline player or a backup or a starter. Yep. I don't want no parts of it. You quit on yourself. That's what you did.
I mean, look at the Carolina Panthers, because I've seen a lot of people talk about the rebuild. They want their rebuild to look like the Patriots. And I'm sure every bad team would want their rebuild to look like the Patriots, but that's an outlier, right? I mean, like you hit on every free agent.
But that does show it's possible.
It's possible, but that's not what you may want to bank on every year. But like for me, I look at the Carolina Panthers. They're outgunned by every team that they face. I mean, they are a young team. They are also a team that kind of lacks a lot of top-tier talent, but that is a team that just took it to the NFC, best team in the NFC.
That
is a team that is a 7-6 team that could make it into the playoffs in the second year of Dave Canales.
Who's the DC? Do we know?
Is that a Giro Evero over there at the Panthers? Can you look that up?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Man, I'm stunned.
But I think
Bryce
the Rams
Young's
are the best
play
in the
has turned the corner.
Yeah. And a guy left for dead, and he's playing efficient football. He ain't throwing for 300 yards every game. I know he has a 400-yard game over there. Ejiro Evero is the defensive coordinator over there. He's been a kind of a head coaching candidate that's gone through a couple of cycles now that's never gotten hired. But when you look at Bryce Young, they're winning with the ground game. They're winning with efficient passing. They went out and they invested high draft picks and wide receivers around him. Like Xavier Legette has not lit the world on fire for being the pick that he was, I believe, top of the second round. But they got Ted McMillan, right? Yeah, and look at Ted McMillan. And they went and invested in a running back in the offseason, Rico Dottle, then invested in their interior offensive line and bought off 2 high-priced guards. Spent like $80 million almost a piece on them. And it's working out for them. And they're doing it with a guy with Dave Canales who, I don't know much about him other than where he came from. I don't know much about him, the person, the speaker, or whatever. But they're playing above their weight and their talent, and it's super impressive. I mean, they come out and they impose their will each and every week, even though they are probably, on paper, the less talented team.
That's when you know it's coaching.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be competing like this against those type of teams like, the Rams.
Right.
So, yeah, that's where we got to get to. So that's why I said this coach hire.
So important.
Oh, my.
It's pivotal. If they screw this up, it is going to – this is what could set you back.
Hiring coaches, there is a lot of luck with that.
Yeah.
To be honest. It's man, you're going to miss probably more than you're going to get right. And so this one here, boy, man, that's why I said I would probably be more conservative and maybe – it's like, okay, if this coach really isn't probably a playoff type, but we know he can get us back to level.
Yeah.
Hey,
you need that. You need to start getting that culture leadership built quicker than you have been. I'll say this. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow, the head coaching search and everything for the Tennessee Titans. We'll also have Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered to preview the SEC championship, talk everything that happened over the last week in the SEC as well. 3HL's up next. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 105 The Zone. And in the meantime.
And in between time.
Peace.
What color is that jacket?